Hello, fight fans. Thanks for joining us at MMA Insider. Before we get rolling with today's news, show some love by hitting that like button and subscribing. Now let's uncover the latest happenings in MMA. Starting off, is Conor McGregor still fighting Michael Chandler at UFC 303? Moving on, Dana White plans on celebrating the UFC's Mexican talent at the Sphere. Next, UFC Louisville Bonus Report. Raul Rosas, one of 4 fighters to take home $50K. Moving on, pros react after Nassourdine Imavov stops Jared Cannonier at UFC Louisville. Lastly, Ryan Garcia arrested for felony vandalism at Waldorf Astoria in Beverly Hills. Is Conor McGregor still fighting Michael Chandler at UFC 303? That is the question after a scheduled June 3rd press conference was suddenly called off. Both McGregor and Chandler were set to attend the press conference at 3 Arena in Dublin to promote their UFC 303 main event on June 29th in Las Vegas. Officially, the UFC announced that it had postponed the press conference about 12 hours before it was set to begin, with uncertainty surrounding McGregor as the reason. Any doubt that McGregor was the reason for the press conference cancellation was erased after the former 2-division UFC champion issued a statement in which he attributed the sudden turn of events to a series of obstacles outside his control. What that means exactly is anybody's guess, as McGregor wasn't specific about whether the reason was related to injury, his contract, or something else. Reports surfaced that Chandler was on his way to the airport to catch a flight for Dublin when he received a call from the UFC that the press conference was canceled. In another potential bad sign about the fight not happening, Chandler revealed on Instagram that he was leaving his camp in South Florida to head back home to Tennessee. On Wednesday's episode of the MMA Hour, host Ariel Helwani, who is close to McGregor's camp, reported that things are trending in the right direction. McGregor later posted a photo at the doctor's office, leaning back shirtless in joggers with a smile on his face, adding more fuel to injury speculation. On Instagram, McGregor posted 10 different clips of sparring sessions with the caption, "Getting better as I go goatsy." If McGregor isn't fighting at UFC 303, no one told the UFC's social media and video team. Chandler seemed to admit the optics aren't good, but told the Pivot podcast that the fight still is happening. Dana White plans on celebrating the UFC's Mexican talent at the Sphere. The highly anticipated UFC 306 event takes place September 16th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The Ultimate Fighter Season 32 coaches, flyweight champion Alexa Grasso and challenger Valentina Shevchenko, had conflicting views when it came to the Sphere event, but the UFC CEO confirmed that it will indeed be Mexican-themed. Here is what he said. "This is gonna be a love letter to the Mexican people, right? I'm a huge boxing fan, so I have this thing with Mexicans, man. When you tell somebody, I've got goosebumps telling you this right now. When you tell somebody you fight like a Mexican, it's the biggest compliment you could ever give somebody, right? Some of the baddest that have walked the face of this earth have been Mexican. And the Sphere show is on Mexican Independence Day. White recently teased that the next BMF title fight is already in the works. He liked the suggestion of the fight taking place at the Sphere. The Octagon returned to Kentucky for tonight's UFC Louisville event, a 14-bout fight card headlined by Jared Cannonier versus Nassourdine Imavov. The highly anticipated middleweight main event resulted in a controversial 4th-round stoppage win for Nassourdine Imavov. The fight itself started with a strong opening round for Jared Cannonier, who seemingly landed his strikes at will in the opening 5 minutes. However, rounds 2 and 3 proved to be closely contested frames, and heading into the 4th round, it was anyone's guess who was actually up on the judges' scorecards. Then, in round 4, Imavov was able to rock Cannonier with a right hook and began to unload another combination. That prompted the referee to step in and call the fight off. Cannonier was not happy with the stoppage and, according to his peers, was justified in being upset. UFC Louisville was co-headlined by a light heavyweight matchup featuring Dustin taking on former title challenger Dominic Reyes. The bout proved to be a quick affair, as the Dominator ended the fight just 2 minutes into the opening round. After a rocky opening minute, Reyes was able to stagger Dustin with a big combination. Reyes followed up with a big left and then a knee that sent Dustin crashing to the canvas. The referee quickly stepped in and waved the fight off. The victory marked Dominic's first since 2019. Following the conclusion of tonight's event, UFC officials announced at the post-fight press conference that 4 fighters would be taking home performance bonuses. Performance of the night. Raul Rosas earned an extra $50,000 for his second-round submission victory over Ricky. Performance of the night. Carlos pocketed an extra $50,000 for his first-round knockout victory over Charlie on tonight's UFC Louisville preliminary fight card. Performance of the night. Bruno earned an extra $50,000 for his first-round knockout victory over Dustin. Performance of the night. Zach Reese pocketed an extra $50,000 for his 22nd TKO victory over Julian. Tonight's UFC Louisville event was headlined by a middleweight bout featuring Jared Cannonier taking on Nassourdine Imavov. Cannonier had entered the bout sporting a 2-fight winning streak, this after earning decision victories over Sean Strickland and Marvin Vettori in his most previous efforts. Cannonier was looking to return to title contention with a win this evening. Meanwhile, Nassourdine Imavov had last competed back in February, where he defeated Roman by majority decision. Imavov had gone 3-1-1 over his past 5 octagon appearances ahead of tonight's event. Tonight's UFC Louisville main event resulted in a controversial 4th-round stoppage win for Nassourdine Imavov. Cannonier was not happy with the stoppage and, according to his peers, was justified in being upset. Hear what they said. Don't love that stoppage, but Nassourdine Imavov becomes the first middleweight to stop Cannonier inside the distance. Cannonier was taking damage, but Herzog was too quick on the trigger. I don't like that stoppage. You gotta let these guys fight longer. He was still in the fight. Horrible stoppage. That stoppage was whack. Early stoppage man respected Jared, all class man didn't spaz out or nothing. Who would you like to see Nassourdine Imavov fight next following his TKO victory over Jared Cannonier this evening in Kentucky? Ryan Garcia continues to court controversy and trouble after he reportedly was arrested in Beverly Hills. The 25-year-old boxer was taken into custody for felony vandalism at the famed Waldorf Astoria hotel in the ritzy Los Angeles suburb. The site posted video of Garcia being led away in handcuffs, allegedly for damaging hotel property in his room and a hallway, and reported Garcia appeared to be under the influence. The cops also were called to the hotel earlier in the week to perform a welfare check on Garcia, who reportedly then was cut off later in the day from being served alcohol at hotel bars. Garcia drew headlines going into his fight against Devin Haney and had people questioning his mental health. His upset of Haney steered that conversation elsewhere temporarily, even after Garcia admitted post-fight he drank every night leading up to the fight. But then things really took a turn when Garcia tested positive for Ostarine. His B sample tested positive as well. His legal team has asserted he's without fault. A date for a hearing for Garcia with the New York State Athletic Commission has not been announced. He faces a suspension, fines, and the overturning of his win, but now he also may face some legal issues in California. After his win over Haney, he talked about his personal problems. Here is what he said. "I don't give a what people say about me. I drank every single night, went out on the first Monday and Tuesday of fight week, and drank. What happened? I won. I'm not necessarily proud of it, but I'm just saying. It was a statement to say you guys can't really with me. I can do whatever I want. I drank every day and did whatever I wanted. I'm not proud of it at all. I just pray for my kids, and hopefully they are okay. I hope I made them proud." Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Your dedication and support fuel our passion to bring you the latest and greatest in the MMA world. If you enjoyed today's news, please give us a thumbs up and share it with fellow MMA fans. Remember to subscribe to stay in the loop with daily MMA updates. We've got a lot of exciting news, interviews, and analysis coming your way every single day. Your engagement helps us grow and serve the MMA community even better. Once again, thank you for being an integral part of our daily MMA journey.